Welcome to the Boys podcast with me, Malcolm, Neil, and Thomas Saliba. Good afternoon and welcome to the first official podcast of Il Boys podcast with me, Malcolm, and my friend Thomas, also known as Exxon. Hello, Thomas.
Hello, this is X-Zone, and on today's episode, we will be talking about two-faced people and drama in general.
So, yes, Thomas, if you'd like to start that episode, that part of the speech.
Yeah, I think it's a very important subject to be discussed. Two-faced people, because especially if you're a teenager, you know your friends, but sometimes you don't, and they might do things behind your back without you knowing.
Yes, thank you, Thomas. There is also the possibility of trust. Trust issues are now very common with these kind of people. Don't you agree, Thomas?
Yes, we have experienced something like that recently.
Yes, and also friendship drama. Now I'd like to pick up that topic.
Yes, friendship drama. It's a very common thing, unfortunately, in today's generation. They cause problems and make a fuss on things that are not really problematic.
While also causing large amounts of stress within a group of friends. Don't you agree?
Yes, and most of the time, it's unnecessary.
Thank you, Thomas, about that. Now, I'd like to move to social media because this is a part of drama and two-faced people. I think that, and you will agree with me, I think that social media plays a very vital role in this.
Yes, social media, especially Twitter. If you go to Twitter, there's always drama. People creating problems and unnecessary issues. And also, social media has taken over our kids' lives, and they have become phone addicts as a result.
And because of that, there's even more drama, not just on Twitter, but on different kinds of platforms of social media,
Yes, and it's causing today's children to be antisocial.
which also may result in, as it described, the age of sadness.
Yes,
Unfortunately, there are a lot of kids which get bullied on social media, get picked
and
on
a lot
social
of
media.
and a lot of kids that don't know how to talk to people in real life because they don't know how to.
That may also cause some issues when, unfortunately, finding employment.
Yes,
Because if you don't know the proper technique, the proper way of talking during an interview, it's very difficult to
yeah,
find.
and most of the time schools don't usually teach. Not many schools do it. Not many schools tell you how to do it during an interview, which is
Unfortunately,
very important.
Unfortunately, it's a harsh reality that we are living in, where sometimes, actually most of the time, schools don't teach you these sort of things. You have to experience them by yourself, and some people are not even experienced in this field. Some people just have no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. Today's generation kids might meet with someone of their family that they barely know, and they wouldn't know how to talk to them. So they would say weird things that make no sense in a serious conversation.
And this could result in drama.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. Now, I would like to pick the topic of relationship drama. Yes, unfortunately, because some people, as you said before, have no experience of speaking to other people. It might be
They
also
result,
it might be
yeah.
also hard for them to actually find or stay in a solid relationship.
Most of the time, modern generation teenagers go go to online dating, which, in my opinion, is not really the best way to find your spouse because you don't know how the person looks like, and the person behind the camera might also be using a voice changer.
It could also
The
be,
only the only way it could work is if both people are determined to actually meet each other.
that is why face to face is always better than online. But unfortunately, a lot of people are falling prey to scams online where they
Yeah,
pretend to be
especially
someone.
on Tinder when there's a lot of usually from Nigeria and Africa. They pretend to they pretend to be girls or sometimes pretend to be boys to scam victims that are
And
desperately looking for love.
and unfortunately, it's not on that website only. There are other websites like Facebook or Discord where people have been falling prey to these. Even Instagram, um, fake profiles, fake accounts have been created. So one must be careful when on the internet.
Yes.
Now, before
And most people that try to in our modern generation to do a face-to-face relationship, it usually doesn't last long because they don't know how to talk to each other.
which is really problematic in this
In this
age.
era.
Now, before we continue, I'd like to announce that we have an official website. It's http illboyspodcast.blogspot.com, and we also have an official email, illboyspodcast@gmail.com, where you can send us suggestions on what to talk about in the upcoming episodes.
and and this episode is also going on my YouTube channel to promote the podcast.
Yes, we have a collaboration with Exxon that the podcast will be going also not only on the official website but also on Exxon's channel.
Yes.
And the last topic I want to talk about is international affairs. Now, as you know, there the world is basically now all full of two-faced people.
Yes, a lot of people are greedy. A lot of people want more money. As seen with the coronavirus, it was all planned.
And
It was
unfortunately,
literally created to destroy the economy of the western side of the world.
unfortunately, it did to some extent. It did damage, not
Yeah,
just
and not just economical, it also damaged the way people act.
it not only damaged as Thomas said, economically, it also damaged people emotionally. I would even
Yes,
go to say.
some people died because of mental issues rather than because of the virus.
This is why two-faced people are dangerous because they can change your thought. They can literally make you do things you don't even think about.
And and very recently happened, I think last year or the year before. Well, the Russian-Ukrainian war has caused a big impact on Europe and the US and Canada.
Yes, because of someone's ignorance, now millions of people are basically facing this problem
Struggle-
every day.
They're struggling with money
And
and cost
power,
of living going up everywhere. And there's also rumors that because of the of where Iran being defeated by the US, that they might actually send a nuke to the US. I don't know if any of this is true, but I heard this rumor.
which it would be bad with the current wars going on. I think they should sit down and have a talk about it and maybe try and fix this issue so that at the end of the day, no more lives are lost.
Yes, and less money and less people end up without a job.
Yes, employment is a topic that we will pick up in a future episode of the podcast. For now, that is all. I hope you everyone enjoyed this short podcast.
And this is X Zone with Malcolm, and we're signing out.